Come on. Good evening. Good evening, Dave. Hey, did you
The more
notice
I look at that, oh, go ahead.
at the beginning the guy is plugging the hole with his finger in the dam, and the hole's like this big though. He's
Yeah,
just plugging it. It's somehow keeping the water from coming out. I think that's amazing. That's just amazing.
that's
So,
amazing. I was looking at the Vikings that you have, and I don't know if anyone notices it when they look at them, but Ken made them look like put our faces into them so they look like him and I. And I looked very much somebody in my background, way back in my ancestry, probably was a Viking. It's just based off of the way that guy looks.
I think
It
so.
works too well. Well, how
I think
was your
so.
weekend?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. I've been keeping busy. I started a project and just the
Do,
beginnings of
do, you-
it.
do you have enough clamps there?
Uh, just about, just about. I used up all those types of clamps, every last one of them. So you can never have
7,
enough
8,
clamps. You have never have
10,
enough
11,
clamps.
12? 12 clamps?
Yeah.
Did you go
So,
out just to buy more for this?
no, I had those, but I've been collecting them, so I had just enough to do that. But I'm building a china cabinet, so I'll have more details in weeks to come as it comes together, and I'll show more pictures. So,
So you guys are trying to have more tchotchkes in your house.
oh, it's not for me. It's not for me. It's for my daughter and my son-in-law and my grandson. So,
So
upon
they
their
want to
request.
have a dust collector cabinet.
Yes, they do. So, but yeah, Dave, I heard you had a kind of an interesting last few days. Why don't you tell us about
So
that?
since you had a great week, I had a well, I'll just say what it is. It was not great.
Mm.
We have found out at my church that we have a rat infestation. So I was
Sounds
sitting
wonderful.
down. Oh, so I live on site. We have a parsonage, and so the rats. We'll get to how they got there. So I'm sitting in my living room and I'm reading something when suddenly my wife screams bloody murder, and I look up and I see a tail of a rat going towards our dryer,
Nice.
and she saw the whole thing, and of course I have to go kill the thing. It got out the house. It had come through the dryer hookup that's outside, and so it had come through and it got in the house.
Mm.
So I had went over. I literally text Ken. He's over here, and so I say, hey, what should I do? He literally gets home, gets on his computer. That's what he's looking at right now. And he sends me the stuff I need to get. I go pick it up, and I'm out there for a few hours fixing it up. And I go to bed. The next day, I'm outside just checking to make sure I did a good job. And I saw a rat run across my feet. And I'm just beside myself. So my wife, Elena, says, you need to call the pest people who service the church. So I call our people, and I get on the phone with this guy. I tell him, like, yeah, I saw a rat, and I saw another one the next day outside. And then he asks, around what time did you see them? So about like 9 a.m. And he goes quiet for a second. He goes, the rats are a nocturnal creature. They don't come out in the daytime. They sleep because they're predators and things that want to hurt them, like you. I was like, oh. He's like, if they're out during the daytime, that means you have a sizable infestation in your area. And,
Nice.
you know, imagine hearing that. You suddenly your stomach hits your toes. And so I have to set up a time. They come out. They look at the whole property. They go, oh, yeah, they're everywhere.
Nice.
And so yesterday, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So yesterday, Wednesday, I got these two good old boys, and they're looking around the property. But they've been like, I've been doing this for 30 years. They're getting in your house from everywhere. And they're finding every little hole, every crevice, every single thing. And they are filling them in, stuffing them in, patching them up, putting up hog wire so they can't get in, and setting up traps everywhere. I go clean out the church's shed. When I'm cleaning out the church's shed, I pick up a box that has papers and air filters in it. I pick up this box, and 2 rats hop out of the box as I'm picking it up. And oh man, that was terrifying because a jump scare. I clean out the whole thing. The rats have been in the shed for so long now that they knocked over half of the oil and treatments and bug killer and, stuff that is meant to kill animals or pests that is probably older than you and I put together, Ken. Like, I don't know when's the last time you ran into a nice package of DDT, like something like that. It's like Mole Killer from the 60s.
Just think about doing this for a living every day. Like,
that's what these guys do. They're like, oh yeah, I've been a pest control guy for 30 years. So I'm cleaning out this thing. They're obviously peeing and eating and sleeping all throughout the shed. I make the grossest mistake I've ever made because I didn't use my brain. So I have gloves on because I don't want to get my gloves. I don't want to touch this stuff with my hands because I know they're peeing everywhere.
Yeah.
So I get a phone call. So I peel off the one glove and I pull off the other.
Classic mistake, Dave.
That was
mistake. You might as well find an old refrigerator and just open it and at the same time, because that's also a classic mistake.
Just go up
and lick it and
lick the underside of your toilet. Ugh. Yes. That's what I did, except it wasn't anyway. And I almost threw up right there outside in front of everything, just like right there. Just that was it. Oh man, it was awful. And so now we got traps all over the facility. We got, they're up in the attic, they're under the house, they're all around, and it's just, you feel gross. You just feel dirty. And now we're on a long haul of killing these things. And what they're doing is, this is day 1, because they can't get in or if they're any stuck inside or underneath the house, they can't get out now. So what's going to happen is they're going to starve to death.
Yeah.
And because it's May in Florida, and if they're in an attic, they're going to stink when they die. And so it's going to be a thing. It's just, it is what it is. So we have to make it through from tomorrow is they're coming to check again. And then they won't check again until either Monday or Tuesday next week. and they're going to be checking every day for 3 weeks. So the
That's
battle has commenced. The victory is assured. It's just
it's
got to
gonna be
take some
a
time.
long road. It's gonna be
So
a
let me
road
give
there.
everyone out there some advice. Bird feeders are lovely. Squirrels are cute. But last I checked, God feeds the birds and God feeds the squirrels. You don't need to feed the birds or the squirrels, because what you are really feeding are raccoons and rats.
The rats, yes.
And
Wonderful.
you might see that beautiful blue jay, but when you're at bed, you know, the rat is up in the bird feeder eating out of your bird feeder.
Yep. Yep.
And you are feeding the rats. I had learned from our guy who came and gave us the quote. He said, we have a person in a condo. He said, not too far from where you guys are. He feeds the birds. And 4 to 5 houses around him have had to get treatments for rat infestation because
Yeah,
he's feeding the birds.
it's a big deal down here where we live. Um,
And
it's just a
you think,
thing, rats and cockroaches, they're everywhere.
and you think like this, like if somebody was responsible, if you could trace it, wouldn't he be liable? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you would think so. You would think
Yeah,
so.
it's just like, yeah, well, you got a key witness like a bug guy going, yeah, that's usually what happens. This is our experience.
Yeah.
He could paying $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 worth of fees towards these bug companies for his negligence. But I don't know. You don't know this because you just think I always fed the birds back up in Michigan. What's wrong with feeding the birds down here in Florida?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, we lived in Pennsylvania, and we had a termite problem in our house, so the termite guy came, did his thing, and then the termites literally they flew from our house to our neighbor's house.
What?
The neighbor wasn't happy. He was like blaming us. It's like, yeah, we didn't tell them to go over there, but they did. So I guess he was calling the bug guy after us. So
Kelly, I wish. It was disgusting.
yes.
Absolutely disgusting. The whole affair.
So
Don't do it.
I got a crazy story. This kind of brought this to light this week as you were telling me this the other day. And so my uncle, who was a quadriplegic, but he had partial use of his arms, so he could drive. He had a wheelchair van, a handicap van, and he would, it was a minivan, so the sliding door would be open, the side door, and the ramp would be out, and that's how he'd get in and out. Well, he would leave it open all day. Like if he went
Oh,
somewhere in the morning, he'd come back and just leave the ramp down, the door open. And so one time I asked him, I say, "Aren't you afraid of like snakes going in there or something?" He's like, "Well, actually, one time I was
oh
leaving the
no.
house and I guess my aunt was at work, and he said he was leaving the house. He had an important meeting to go to. As he was coming out of the house in his wheelchair, he saw a long black snake going up the ramp into his car. And he's like, "Oh, this meeting was really important. I had to go, so I just kind of wheeled myself up in the van and looked around. I didn't see the snake." So he just gets in and closes the door and drives. And
Oh
I'm thinking
no.
to myself, how important of a meeting could it have been that you felt like you had to go in your vehicle with a long black snake in there somewhere, you don't know where it is, and drive to the thing? I would have been calling the people up, "Sorry, my van's on fire in my driveway. I don't know how it got lit on fire, but it's on fire, so I can't get to that meeting.
I
Sorry."
set my van on fire because there's a snake in
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
it.
But I'm just like, so they never found the snake. So I get when he got back, I think he had his grandson go out there, my cousin, and look. They never found the snake. They don't know what happened to it, but
Oh,
yeah, crazy. But like there, you could not pay me enough money to get in that vehicle and drive, knowing there's a snake in there somewhere that could pop out any second. I'm not doing it. I don't care. I don't care what the reason is. I'm not doing it. So
this is
no way.
this is something you and I've talked about. People will leave their, you know, their garage doors open a crack
Oh
down here in
yeah,
Florida, and they don't
yeah,
use them for garages. They use them for, extra stuff.
yeah,
Oh, and then it's like, that's you want snakes in your house? That's how you get snakes.
yeah. It's like
Oh,
our
oh,
our our pool off our house. Some people will leave their doors open out onto the pool because there's a pool cage out there. So, oh yeah, it's protected, right? Well, I will never do that because I've heard too many stories of, a snake can get in the pool cage. They can get in if they want to get in, they can get in.
Yeah.
And so if you leave your house door open and that thing's going to be in your house, no way. I will not do that. So that's
Oh,
no
Crystal,
way.
I totally did. I literally went and brushed my teeth for like 10 minutes afterwards. Even today I was walking around and going like my mouth just feels wrong. I
Be
no,
like
I
Jim Carrey with the just
yeah,
downing the toothpaste.
just gotta get like, I don't know, mouthwash. Make sure it's the strong stuff, and just keep gargling. Yeah,
Yeah.
I I have I told him I told my wife, I was like, I'm officially done with animals for the next few days. Like, the cat is okay, and that's it. I don't want to see any other animal anywhere. No insect, no bird. I'm animals on my list of just leave me be, animals. You're not welcome in my territory for now. I just
So to sum it up,
done.
Dave, you had a great week. That's what it sounds like. You had a great
It's
week.
funny. I thought I had to preach on the next part in Philippians says no grumbling. So I'm studying about not grumbling in the word, and I'm trying to not be angry about or just really, really emotionally upset about this
Yeah.
situation. And I just like, okay, Lord, I got it. And
Yep.
so it was very trying. I like I said, though, the good thing is that the process is underway, that we can have this dealt with. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's just too much right now. But yeah,
Well,
snakes in the car. Ugh.
yeah. Well, I think on that note, we should move on to some space news because I'm tired of talking about rats and snakes. So
Yes, please.
let's move on.
All right, so I was trying to distract myself with something different and look up some good stuff about, the things that we traditionally follow.
Hmm.
Can I have? I won't get into it. What's this one? I won't get into a vehicle if I knew there was a spider in there. See, I just get into. I don't know about you, Ken. I just think like it's time to murder. That's how that works for me. So
Indeed.
Ken, how much are you looking forward to the Mandalorian Grogu film coming out?
So I have mixed thoughts about it.
Well, we're gonna
Um,
go see it.
yeah, we're gonna go see it. And if you want my prediction, I'll give you my prediction real quick. I think it's gonna be like watching another episode of it on TV, to be honest. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's more than that. But, I've seen all 3 seasons, and I don't see what they're gonna do is gonna be different than what they've already done on TV. So, hopefully, they're gonna surprise me, and hopefully, we'll be, pleasantly surprised and have a good report for it.
Yeah. I would like to if it clears $100 million, I'll be surprised. But Disney is going all in. They are
Oh, yeah.
partnering with several companies. And
Yep.
Ken, did you ever want to smell like Grogu? Or did you want to
Hmm.
maybe for you, there is right here this bounty hunters. Oh, wait, we can't play the video. The bounty hunter all-in-one hair, face, and body wash.
That
Have you ever
sounds
wondered what
interesting.
it's like to smell like a bounty hunter?
N now that you asked the question, I wanna find out, actually.
Look, apparently there's sea salt, solar woods, and protective patchouli. I think that's how that's pronounced. It's
Huh.
dermatology. Like, you don't know, you too can smell like the Mandalorian. Or this one is straight up. That's
Force
force
flow?
flow. You ever just need you know how some people, they just put on something and they just kind of have a sheen to them?
Yeah.
This is the stuff that will give
That
you a sheen like you're activating the force.
okay.
Um,
That sounds interesting.
and yeah, generally for teenage girls, of course, this is, we got to get this for your office, I think. The force flow. You ever
Force
wonder what the
flow.
force smells like?
I've
Look, it says,
that's a burning question. It keeps me
well,
up
it's a
at night
candle.
constantly.
It is a candle, so it would be a burning answer. The force flow
Nice.
feels like something small just made a big impression. Galactic green apple brings the playful spark of this woodsy, fresh fragrance, while salted lavender softens the moment and cosmic sage steadies it all.
Huh.
It's the kind of balance that connects you and leaves you feeling quietly powerful like Grogu.
Sounds awesome.
Wow. Sounds
Sign
like
me up.
you want the smell of apples in your house, apples and burnt wood, or maybe for your keychain, you just want to have a little, your what is that? Alcohol soap that they put on when you need to quick clean your hands. It's got a
Oh,
Grogu
yeah.
cap, a Mandalorian cap.
Hand sanitizer there, yeah. Little of
Yep,
that.
hand sanitizer. Oh, a lunchbox that's got bed bat.
Lunchbox.
You show up to your work site with a Bath and Body Works lunchbox. I'm
I'll
sure
be the
that'll go
man.
over very well.
Absolutely.
Look for men, the Mandalorian cologne. Now, for
Well,
me, I would think that Mandalorian smells like a lot of sweat because he's wearing tons of clothes on desert planets all the time.
yeah.
But this
Huh.
is what Disney has launched, and as you could tell, if we go to the bottom, the Grogu purse is sold out.
Wow.
The Mandalorian scent plug and nightlight. So this would be for your, you put that in your bathroom.
Huh.
That is sold out.
So
And of course, the car fragrance holder, that's sold out. And the body loofah is also sold out.
wow.
So if you are looking to really have a full experience, maybe we both can go out and get one of these before we go to see Mandalorian.
We should.
We need to get one of these. We need to get the car candle.
Yeah, I want the car
And
candle.
and after we get the car candle, and then we go to Burger King, eat some Burger King Mandalorian food, and then go see the movie.
Is it gonna taste like Mandalorian food, or is it just gonna taste like Burger King food? That's what I
It's gonna
wanna
taste
know.
like Is it gonna taste like Grogu? Is what I'm
Yeah.
wondering. If it's Grogu chicken fries.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Improvement.
so obviously, I get that companies want to put their branding on things, and
They're definitely doing that.
but here's the question, Ken. Isn't Star Wars a boys' property, so to speak?
It kinda is, I think.
Like,
Kinda like Star Trek too. I mean, it's kind of a boys' realm for the most part, but I mean,
yeah.
they've introduced some girl characters and stuff, so I'm thinking maybe that's helped to draw in the girl audience, the female audience too, but really it was originally meant for kids, basically, well, George Lucas for boys, to adventures, so, yeah, I don't know, but
So
they're definitely trying to get, capitalize on the whole thing, can't blame them for that.
I think like they're trying to get the other half of the audience at the cost of the half that they already had.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
um, as even if they are, in the case we just saw, putting out the Force is, I don't know if you know this, Ken, but for the last 10 years, the Force is female. so so why not alienate the audience that's always been solid and go after a part of the audience that I'm sure there are lots of girls that like it, but it's let's be real, it's a boys product, it's a men's product.
Yeah,
There are products that are specifically for girls too, and that's fine. But I don't
yeah,
know that this is the partnership I'd be making, but maybe this is what they need to do, license out Mandalorian, because maybe this is not going to make the kind of money that they hope it's going to make. So
yeah,
I hope it's not a flop because Star Wars already has enough damage. But if this pulls 100, I'd be quite surprised.
yeah.
What
I think
so?
I
What
think
does
we'll
it
have
say?
to
What am I say?
see.
So much stank.
Stay.
Is that about the? Oh, what did your man? This place smells. What I need is a can of Mandalorian.
There we go. There we go.
Just pop it in your
Oh,
car.
we can get some. We can definitely get some for you.
You ever wonder what Mandalorian
Man.
smells like? So that's the big news on the Star Wars front. Apparently, there has been a Star Trek movie greenlighted that they are putting together,
Mm.
and I'm trying to think what else is going on. The As far as things that we kind of keep our eyes on, they have Disney's put out a Punisher one shot, one episode to go along with Daredevil. I didn't
Mm,
watch Daredevil. I heard that it was okay. Um, but they're
haven't
still
seen it.
working with the MCU and they're still trying to keep it connected.
Mm,
Um, but those are really the properties that you and I follow right now.
yeah.
As there's more news that comes out, we'll let you know. This summer is going to be a big movie summer. Ken and I are going to see a few movies this summer. I think
Yep.
we will be seeing Mandalorian and Grogu. We probably will go see Toy Story 5, which comes out, I believe, in June. Um, and I know we're looking at what's that one?
There's
The
a couple of
Disclosure
movies.
Day.
Yeah, there's two movies I can think of in June right now. One is He-Man, and the other is
Yeah,
Disclosure
that's right.
Day. So yeah, they're
So
coming up.
they're coming up. This, and I want to go see, and this may be one I do with some, and you could come too if you want. I want to go see Young Washington that comes out near the 4th as well.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of good films coming out, so we'll let you know as we get close to them. But
Hmm.
if there are more products that come out along the movies, I'll make sure to let y'all know. And if there's any news as far as the kind of the properties that we follow, I'll make sure to report on it as they come out. And
Fantastic.
that's the space news for the day.
Sounds good. Well, let's move into our next segment. All right. So tonight we are reviewing the last two episodes of Darth Maul Shadow Lord and 10-part season, 10-episode season. And I got to say, and this came out like a week and a half ago. So if you haven't seen it by now, well, too bad. We're going to spoil some things for you. So,
Oh yeah.
um, it really the climax of this came out, as you can see. Darth Vader makes an appearance, and does more than just make an appearance.
Oh yeah.
He puts on a good show and good fight. And did you notice though, Dave? He never speaks the entire time.
He definitely breathes, but that's about
Yeah.
it. I actually, and by the way, his animation was very good.
Yes. Yeah.
They did a great job with that, but I'll let you keep going.
Yeah, I mean, the animation, it's in the past, it's been a little painful watching the animation when they do lightsaber duels, but this everything flowed really nicely, and it kind of, these last 2 episodes kinda tie together what's going on, what we suspect might happen. We see, Devon Azara, who's the girl. She's the, Jedi apprentice. In the end, we see her, um basically given to Maul and uh, turn to the dark side out of a fit of rage when her Jedi master was killed by Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So, kind of suspected that was going to happen, but I think the way they did it was believable. And
Yes.
really, Maul is not. It's like Vader was with the Empire, right? Well, Maul was not with the Empire. He was his own side. So he was
Yeah.
trying to avoid the Empire, the Emperor, and start his own thing. So he's trying to recruit this girl who he knows is strong in the Force, and he's throughout the series he's manipulating her, and he finally plays on this. He's good at telling people what they want to hear. He's all been out of shape because he got used by the Emperor by
Yeah. Palpatine.
Palpatine, but he's using people too. That's what he does. So
Yep.
he's working on her the entire time, and then basically once her Jedi Master is killed in a saber duel with Vader, she goes after the two Inquisitors that are with him in a rage, and he knows at that point he's got her, and he's like, "Oh, I can train you. You can be more powerful, and we can go after these people together, and you can get your revenge." So he's playing on that because through these two last episodes, Maul and Devon and the Jedi Master, um, what's his name? Iko Diodaki. I don't know why they make up these crazy names, but they were working together on the same team, fighting Vader and the Inquisitors. So,
Empire.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, against the Empire who was trying to take over. So I think the whole thing was done very well. um, for an animated series. I think they did a great job. One thing that I was reading this week, because you watch Vader going up against Maul, and Vader, he's just kind of nonchalantly fighting, like he's
Oh
got
yeah, he's
like
wrecking.
yawning and keep going here. And what I read through Star Wars, basically Star Wars folklore, I guess, is that Anakin, who of course is Vader, as a young boy after Obi-Wan defeated Maul, Anakin wanted to know the techniques that Maul used and wanted Obi-Wan to train him how to defeat someone like Maul and and to use his techniques so that by the time he got to this point and he ends up facing Maul, which he at the time thought Maul was dead, he already knew he knew he could read Maul like a book. So he knew what he was gonna do and he was able to easily defeat him. And we see Vader and how powerful he is in this. I think that's cool. Like we've seen him appear in um other Star Wars productions other than the original trilogy. And we see him I'm trying to think. We see him in Star Wars Rebels, which is the animated series, and he's presented as this super powerful guy. My favorite, Rogue One, where he's just,
He's
flipping
just
people
awesome.
around with a wave of a hand all over the place nonchalantly. Like you see the full power of Vader and what he can do. And then we see him in Obi-Wan. I think I'm probably missing some um but anyway, we see him in these different um productions and they really use him well and we see it again here. And even though it's animated, um I think it's done well. And I enjoyed the finale. They kind of left it open for
To a second episode, second season.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting to see what they do in the future.
I like what they're doing. I think the big way forward is bringing in these historic characters, these classic characters, more Darth Vader,
Hmm.
bring him in, let him. And here's the thing: when he like in the last episode, it says we're spoiling. This is all spoilers. We you had your warning.
Yes.
When Vader is, Darth Maul's collapsing the ceiling of the temple they're fighting in,
Hmm.
and Vader's just waving off the debris, no problem. The force is doing what it's supposed to do, what it looks like. Thought it was really cool while Vader was fighting Maul, and then his apprentice, his Padawan, I can't, her name, I never could say it right, is fighting off the Jedi
Everyone.
Hunters.
Yeah.
That the Jedi Hunters really grew on me as the series went on. It's just like really nasty, really cool bad guys. Um,
Yeah. You see them a lot in Star Wars Rebels.
okay,
And they're also in Obi-Wan. But yeah, they're cool characters how they do them. They're
they
vicious.
that's they need to lean into that,
Yeah.
do awesome things. Do the awesome stuff. I hope that they keep bringing back the classic characters. I know they need to introduce new characters. I get it, but you need to build them around the classic characters. That's what people want to see. They want to see Darth Vader do cool things, big ship,
Yeah.
and then like the best thing they ever did is I think Rogue One was the best of new Star Wars. This was a pretty solid entry. Um, Mandalorian season 1 was pretty good, and I didn't watch season 3 at all. I have
I
to
thought
watch all those.
I think season 1 and season 2 were definitely the best. Season 3 was a little slow, I thought. I think it felt like they just ran out of storytelling in season 3.
Well, I think with Darth Maul, you have a lot of story you could tell. I like that it takes place during the Empire. You could really
Mhm.
build into that scenario.
Yeah.
Um, there's just a lot of space for story, and
Yeah.
Maul, while he's going to enter this thing where he's going to be a teacher, he needs to do really awesome big things in the next series. And then, for what's her name that he's teaching now, make them both do equally amazing things. And you'll have you'll have a hit on your hands. I think they could
Yeah.
really build off of this series going forward.
Yeah.
Um, and my perspective is somebody who I don't know the deep lore. I know a few things. I think that this could be a big help. Um, Ken, would you say this whole series was good to watch with your kids? Maybe your older kids?
Older kids, yeah. Younger kids, I think it would scare them. Um, the one thing I would change, and I guess maybe it's because of cost that they didn't do this, but I think this would have been really good, um, as a live action. Like, I
Hmm.
think that would have really, and it would have made sense. You could have even had the original actor who played Maul. You could do it him playing Maul again, even though, let's see, Phantom Menace came out like 26 years ago, something like that.
Something like that.
But the timeline is about right because this takes place about 25-ish years after that did in the Star Wars timeline. So the age of the actor would actually match, even though he's got makeup, it would still match. They could have
Yeah.
done this with real actors, and I think that's the only thing and I think they would have gotten more people watching because I know this series was a little light on the watching, probably because it was an animated series. Um, I
Yeah, I don't they didn't do as much build up to it, I think, outside of Disney Plus, as far as I'm aware.
no,
I didn't see any like commercials or big
no,
announcements for it. Maybe I'm just living under a rock, but I think that they could have done well with this one. I think that this is a good base. I wonder if they're feeling it out. Um, Now, let me
yeah,
say this. I want a show that is just how Darth Maul's on the dark side. I'd like one that's on the flip side where someone is truly on the light side, like truly a good character,
yeah.
just as much as you have these, because you have bad guy, basically.
What you
Um,
need is they need to do a series on Luke Skywalker and do it right because they could do a
yeah,
lot with him. We saw an appearance of him in Mandalorian, and they did a great job with what they did with him. You can tell he's Vader's son. He's got that power. He's got the inheritance there of the Force, where he was just going through and nonchalantly, dealing with the enemy.
they need
And I
to
think,
pay Mark Hamill to be quiet.
yeah, they need to,
And
yeah, they need to. I It would be great, reset, do what they did in Mandalorian with that, and do a series with that type of character of Luke Skywalker, not the old geezer loser that they tried to do in the new trilogy. That was a disaster. We want the
yeah,
real Luke Skywalker. They can reset everything and go from there, and
I
you'd have
so
people
this
watching.
I do think I think that we're on the cusp of them resetting the 7, 8, and 9. I think that they're gonna throw them out. And I hope that they do. They go back to the book stuff. And Luke Skywalker could pull a Star Destroyer down from orbit by the use of the Force alone. That's how
Yeah,
powerful he was.
yeah,
Like, you know how many people would tune in to watch that?
yeah. That'd be
Rogue
cool.
One was awesome space battles, tons of them.
Yeah,
You just have Luke just wrecking face or Vader doing the same thing. People are gonna watch. People are
yeah.
gonna say, "Oh man, did you see what Luke? You got to go see this movie. Luke did this, this, and this. This is what we always hoped he would do." And
Mhm.
everyone would show up. And
Yeah,
I know it's not Mark Hamill because he's getting older, but you could probably find some guy who looks close enough, and hopefully find someone who looks really a lot closer than the Han Solo actor did.
oh, yeah. Well, the one they had in
um,
Mandalorian was a pretty good match. I mean, he was a believable Luke. So,
and
and
you
now with
gotta he's got a bump
AI,
and oh yeah,
AI could
well,
do it even better, you know?
but yeah, can you imagine if they just allowed themselves to have fun with it?
Yeah.
It's got to be serious and don't like Marvel humor. Don't make everything into a dumb joke like they do in Marvel. That's great for
Right.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Be serious and spectacular. And I think that they could do that. I think that this show had that serious and spectacular feel, especially towards the end, where
Yeah.
Darth Maul's pulling the ceiling down.
Yep.
Um, Darth Vader is relentless in the battle there. Like it
Mhm.
was great for that. I watched a little bit of the battle with my one child and my daughter, and she was like, "Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Why are they battling?"
Yeah,
And so she was interested in the battling. She
yeah.
liked the girl that was battling. There you go. So, um, why is their swords red?
There you
Yeah,
go. Why are
it's
they
like,
glowing?
why are they glowing red swords? It's like, well, that's just the color that they are. It's not gonna,
Mhm.
like, how do you tell a young child? Well, the Kuiper crystal is corrupted. That's why it's red.
Yeah, they
Why is
might
his
not
green?
understand that.
And yeah, why is his green? And why is his blue? And why is his red? And no purple swords though. There were none of those. I still don't understand purple. Is that just because he's Samuel L. Jackson?
I think so. Although I thought there was some purple
There's a reason,
swords.
right?
I thought I saw a few of them though in the, 2nd, uh, Attack of the Clones. I thought there was several purple swords in that one when they were in the arena, all the
Oh,
Jedi showed up. I could be wrong, but I thought that there was. I have to
I
go
gotta
back and look now.
give I gotta give both Samuel Jackson and now I'm and George Lucas credit for him being like, yeah, you can have a purple lightsaber.
Why not?
You
Why
know
not?
what? I wonder. You wonder what that room was like when George was there, and Samuel Jackson's like, "Yeah, I'll be your guy, but I need a purple lightsaber." Was George just like, "Sure," or was it like,
Why not?
"How can I make that work?" You think he was like, "I got to think of some lore now. How do I?
Yeah.
How do you have a purple lightsaber?"
Yeah. Well, he got what he wanted, and that got him in the movie, so
And you know what though? It was people were interested. I can remember that. People are like, "Whoa!" It's
yeah.
because of that. And again, lean into awesome. What is this? There's a video of Sam asking for the lightsaber. Who's Sam?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. There's a video of Sam asking for the lightsaber. That's pretty cool. I'll have to
That'd
look
be
that
fun.
up.
Yeah. Cool, cool, cool.
I don't
Alright.
know, Ken. Would you have the blue one or the green one if you had to choose?
I always liked the green one. I always liked the green one. I always thought that was the coolest one because Luke Skywalker had that, and that was my favorite one.
So was that Anakin's original color? Is that what it was?
I think
Because didn't he get his father's lightsaber?
well, Luke made his own, so that was green. The one he used prior to that was white, so with, like, a bluish tint to it, but it was the white one that was his father's originally. So, um,
So Kelly says she'd have a green one.
there you go. Yeah, I like the green one. It's cool.
I was always the kid who liked blue, so I'd probably pick the blue one. Though I can understand why someone would pick red because that's also pretty neat. What's
Yeah,
this now? Oh, Caleb just sent me the video. I'll have to watch it later, Caleb.
yeah. Good deal,
See
good deal.
the lore, the real life lore.
Yeah,
I would love to have been in the room where George Lucas is like, why not? you know? Let's see what
yeah.
do you say now. No, okay. Any other okay, chat. What color lightsaber would you take? You can leave it down below. I see there's a bunch of you in there. We got Kelly said green, Ken said green, I said blue. Let's have some fun with it. Let us know while we're working through it. I'll pop it up on the screen. That way we can share it. So far, green is winning. Um, I know some
Me
of you
too,
would
bro.
like a red lightsaber. That's okay. That's okay.
Hey,
I wonder where's Mark. Mark,
Vader
are you still here?
Vader's my favorite villain, so I would take a red one as well, but green first. I'll take green first.
So he is okay. Let's have a let's put a pause in this discussion. And let me start a new segment, Ken. Let's hit one of the buttons to start a new segment. I got a question for you.
Let's do challenge time. That
All
lady
right.
uses the Force. That's how
Hey,
she does that.
that's the only way an old lady could do that.
That's
All
right.
right. So you said Vader is your favorite bad guy.
Yes.
Which are that makes me have to wonder who are your favorite bad guys? And then after you say that, then you're of course we have to see who'd win in a battle. So who are your favorite bad guys? It doesn't matter what series, anything like at all. What are your like, man, that's a great bad guy. They could be Star Wars, they could be Star Trek, they could
Well,
be any series, they could be the Terminator, any series at all.
actually, the Terminator is a good one. The first one that I thought of, though, and it's not just one, though, it's a collective group, is the original classic Cylons from Battlestar Galactica. One with the red dots that go back and forth in their helmet. Those were always scary to me. Like, I thought if I ever ran into one of them, I'd be scared out of my mind, and like frozen with fear. As a kid, I thought that. I think as an adult, if I saw something like that in real life, I'd probably be afraid too. But um, yeah, but I mean, who
Classic
would
Cylons.
who would beat who? I mean, obviously Vader would cut them all to pieces with his lightsaber, with his red lightsaber. But
All right, I'm gonna put that first battle into Grok while you think of another one. Who would win this? A division of Cylons versus Darth Vader, and we'll see what it says. Who else out there do you think is a great bad guy?
oh boy, well, the Borg from Star Trek, they're good. They're not good, they're bad, but they're good bad. Um, Yeah, I mean, the Terminator, the, with Arnold's Terminator, Arnold, and then, of course, the liquid Terminator. Then they had the one that was a woman who was liquid and could do even more than the guy could do. Um, those are all those are all villains that just kept coming back, coming back, coming back. So, but again, though, Vader, I think, could defeat all of them. I mean, he could just
Okay, so are you ready for your first quip? I put in Darth Vader versus a division of Cylons from Battlestar Galactica. Are you ready? What it says here?
okay.
Darth Vader wins decisively against a division of Cylons, which is 10 to 20,000 troops,
There you
even
go.
if they are fully prepared and coordinated. How the
I
fight
believe it.
plays out. The initial clash, Vader would force choke, crush hundreds of Centaurians at once, and hurl their own bodies as weapons,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
detonate explosives and ammo across the battlefield. His lightsaber would carve through their ranks like butter. Silent armor isn't lightsaber resistant.
There you go.
Numbers advantage, irrelevant. Vader could have handled far worse than 10 to 20,000 conventional troops. Cylons lack Jedi hunting tech or force nullifying countermeasures. Their laser blasters are easily deflectable. Um, air and heavy support. Vader has pulled down starfighters and larger vessels with the Force, so their ships wouldn't even last long. And though they can respawn Cylons, Vader could systematically destroy their bases and resurrection hubs and their data hubs after a prolonged campaign. um,
Yeah,
so the
makes
verdict
sense.
of Grok is Vader with a 9.5 out of 10. He said a single Sith Lord is a walking apocalypse against non-force armies. It's a
There you
fun
go.
crossover. All right, so you said the Terminator.
Yeah.
That checks out. I again, I guess if he is using all in, that's one. Q, because although he's not purely villainous, he's comically messes with Picard throughout the show. How would
Ooh.
Q versus Darth Vader go?
That's a good
Well,
one. That's a good one. Q would win because he can whatever Vader could do, Q could counteract easily. Put that in. I want to see what that thing says about that for
by the
sure.
way, again, they're saying even with Skynet as an assistance, Terminator would be able to destroy the T-85s, which is what Arnold Schwarzenegger was, even the liquid metal ones. He have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Vader
1v1.
would do it. Yeah, that's a good one. Q.
Q from Star Trek versus Darth Vader. Okay, let's see who it does. Now, see, Q can change reality.
That's the thing. As Vader
Okay.
Vader wouldn't have a chance.
All right. So, Vader, it says here, what does it say? I love Q. says Q wins instantly. Did you look at your AI? All right. So on a Q stomps Vader in a 1v1 fight, and it's not even close. Q wins essentially with zero effort.
Yeah. Yep.
How that goes down. Vader tries to force choke or a lightsaber rush. Q just laughs, teleports behind him, or turns Vader's armor into something silly. It says here, do a pink bunny suit. Q is a higher dimensional entity. The Force, though a mystical energy in Star Wars galaxy, has never shown the ability to affect beings on Q's level. Q could simply negate it, leave the dimension, or rewrite reality so the Force doesn't even activate at that moment.
Yeah.
If Vader gets serious, say Vader uses all of his abilities, he sends Vader back to Mustafar as a quadruple amputee again, traps him in an endless time loop, turns him into a hologram, or just simply erases him from existence. Or just makes him mortal and watches him suffocate in his own suit just for fun. Q is basically a bored god playing with mortals.
Yeah.
He's one of the strongest. Yeah, that
He's
beings
one
that
of
there
the
is.
he's one of the few villains I could think of that could possibly defeat Vader. So, yeah.
So, because Vader is a human being and he's taking on a god, a small g god, y'all, there's nothing he could do.
Yeah.
So, while he is one of the strongest people that exists, he cannot defeat Q. Okay, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Anyone
That's
else
a
that you
good
can
one.
think of? Now we got to come back down on a regular level here. I got to show you. I'll put this up on the screen for you. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. Maybe you have. This is a pretty neat one. Come on now. There we go.
How about
This is
Vader and Gargamel from the
Gargamel. Hold
Smurfs?
on. There you go. Have you seen this one before?
No.
So yeah,
No.
that was famous comic book artist Alex Ross. Fantastic. He does comics in a
Huh.
classic style. He drew this one a bunch of years back. Superman probably is holding the lightsaber, which he probably could. I don't know
Yeah.
how that. Now, yeah, so
That's
that's
an
just a
interesting one.
cool one that's out there. I've seen that one before. I don't know how that matchup would go. I think that Superman's too fast.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think Vader could stop Superman.
Now you were saying Gargamel. Who's that? What's that one from?
From the Smurfs. He can cast spells and stuff, you know?
I'm not even going to put that in AI. I'm
We'll
trying to
save
think
that
who else.
we'll save that one for another
Now,
time.
when Arnold versus Gargamel from the Smurfs, Arnold the Terminator versus Gargamel from the Smurfs.
Yeah, although if Gargamel had the right spell, he could turn him into like a frog or something.
There
So,
you go. I'm trying to think who else. Okay, so Darth Vader, the top. Q, immortal being at the top.
yeah.
Another bad guy. I think some of the cool bad guys. What's his name? Who was in Die Hard, the first one? That was a cool bad guy.
Yeah, but
Why am
Vader
I?
would just slice him up.
Well, yeah,
So,
we're versing there. I'm just going like cool bad guys.
yeah.
It's hard to beat somebody who's got force power. I'm trying to find someone else. Batman couldn't beat Darth Vader either, though, could he?
No. No.
Because Batman would have to try to get, maybe if he got the jump on him, but it wouldn't last long enough, would
No, I don't think Batman could do it.
it?
Even with all his gadgets. Spider-Man, nope. Couldn't do it
You don't
either.
think Spider-Man could? He could,
No.
because Spider-Man has
Vader could stop him with the Force. He could stop him midair with the Force.
yeah,
Right, crush
Spider-Man
him.
has legitimate super strength, and he's precognitive. He calls it the spider sense. He's able to see danger before it happens. But I guess the
Maybe.
Force is really the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going outside. Thanos might be able to defeat Q. Thanos from Marvel. I don't know.
No.
There you go. Thanos versus Darth Vader. And now that Disney owns both those properties, that might be a fun one.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. That Thanos is a good bad guy. Let's see. Batman has contingencies for everyone. He would clone Padme or something.
Probably. Probably.
Ay, ay, ay. We'll have to come back to this one on who could beat who. If you guys have
Yeah.
any thoughts on who could fight who, let us know down in the comments. I just had to think about that. Q versus Darth Vader's fun. I guess nothing could take out Q at all. I'm trying to go through my mind. In Star Trek, nothing can stop Q except other Qs.
Another Q, yeah. So that's
And
about it.
while Picard only stops them because he's playing games with them. I mean, he just
Yeah.
defeats them at their games, and they don't
Yeah.
feel like they're doing it at their with everything they got.
Yeah.
What's this one? Jesus child. I'm sure the Lord could beat all of them.
That's true.
Jesus as a child? Is that what you're saying? We're doing fiction here. This is
Speaking of Jesus.
Jesus could beat Q. There you go. Thank
Jesus
you.
could beat
That's
Q,
correct.
yes.
Thank you for the thing.
That's a good segue right there.
Hey, we'll take it.
Let's do it.
All right. So, Ken, I feel like we haven't done this in a while.
It's been a couple weeks since we've talked about apologetics.
Well, we were on last Thursday, I thought. We were totally live last Thursday as
But
well.
we didn't talk about apologetics.
No, you're right. We talked about debt. Did we talk about that last Thursday?
No, we talked about AI and Star Trek and movies we weren't allowed to watch as kids.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so apologetics. Let me do something really, really helpful and useful. If you ever run into somebody who just doesn't believe God is real, like God is not a thing, let me give you a few things to help you answer that person's question. Like, you have to prove to me God is real, or God's not real. I don't know how you could believe in him. Well, when it comes to the Bible never proves God is real. The Bible assumes it, and it just carries on as if he is real. And that's because the Bible knows what's up. It's like, yes, he's real anyway. But in case somebody does not believe God, they reject God, they don't think there is a God, let me give you one thing that I think is a pretty good kill shot. They might not believe in God, but Jesus believes in God. Now, there isn't a historian on planet Earth that would deny that Jesus was real.
Right.
No one is going to say Jesus is totally a fictional character. That's not going to happen. Secular, Christian, even non-Christian believers out there would say Jesus was a real person. And they even agree on that the things said in the Gospels, he probably said many, if not most, of what is recorded in the four Gospels.
Mm-hmm.
But Jesus constantly talked about that God is his Father. And so Jesus, even if you don't believe he is God, he believes in God. So what you'd have to say is, well, if Jesus says there's God and Jesus is real, then either he is mistaken, or he's crazy, or he's telling the truth. And they have to contend with that Jesus believed God was real. Now you look throughout the whole New Testament, it's all throughout that. Now, why should you, Ken, if Jesus says it's real, let me ask you, why should we trust Jesus aside from the fact that you believe in you're a believer? Why should we trust Jesus? Just things off the top of your head. Why should you trust what he has to say?
Well, he's the fulfillment of the Old Testament. I mean,
Yeah.
the Old Testament is a historical, made up of historical documents. We have proof of that, and then it all testifies to his coming. And he fulfilled, I don't know how many prophecies from the Old
Oh,
Testament.
so many.
There's a lot.
Please.
So we have that.
Well,
Our calendar centers around him.
oh, for sure.
Doesn't center around anybody else. Centers around Jesus. So there's lots of reasons to think twice before dismissing him.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that I think about too. Jesus predicted his own crucifixion.
Hmm.
And then it happened. And you even so say you're going to say, well, that never happened. Roman historians record his crucifixion.
Yeah.
They note it. It's just like, and we crucified the Jesus who these Christians call God. We did that
Hmm.
during the reign of this emperor, and that happened, and then they can move on to another topic. So Jesus in his life said, I'm going to be killed, and then he was. So
Hmm.
he was trustworthy with a prediction of his own life. And he at the same time is saying God is real. So he predicted the future. He proclaimed God is real. And he also predicted his own resurrection. And of course, the Bible records his resurrection. And within the 40 years, if not earlier, we have Christians who are trained by the apostle saying the Lord resurrected. And people are claiming about and talking about the resurrection within the lifetime of his disciples. So
Hmm.
he said he would die. He did. He said he was going to be resurrected. People quickly believed, and even secular historians contemporary said, and they believe he resurrected. So people were talking about it within the lifetime of the apostles. And so Jesus himself demonstrates he's credible because he says, I'm going to die. He does. He says, I'm going to resurrect. He does. And so he says that God is his father. So if he's credible on these two other things, then obviously he's going to be credible about the third. Um,
And there were witnesses that recorded the resurrection outside of the Bible. So it's just the Bible, but it's outside of the Bible. So it's like, were they all lying? The apostles themselves went to their deaths preaching the resurrection of Christ when all they would have had to do is recant what they were saying and save their lives. So if he wasn't resurrected, they would have gone to their deaths knowing that they were lying about what they were saying, which would make no sense.
yeah, and let me give a contemporary story. Joseph Smith, the founder of Mormonism, when he got arrested, half of his followers recanted,
Hmm.
and this was in the last 200 years.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be carrying on the true gospel of the Lord of God, and his own believers, his own followers got when trouble got hot, they got going.
Yeah.
And in the case of the Lord Jesus, Saint Peter didn't want to be crucified the same way the Lord was, so he was crucified upside down because he didn't think he was honorable enough to be crucified the way Jesus was.
Hmm.
Paul was not crucified, he was beheaded because he was a Roman citizen. And we have these records. If there's anybody who, if you could save your skin, you would do it, especially if it was a lie.
Well, and the thing is too, it's recorded that historians believe that the apostle John was boiled alive and survived, but he was boiled alive in the purpose of killing him, and he didn't die. Could you imagine being boiled and then surviving? I mean,
Ugh.
over a lie? That makes no sense. Over something that you know is a lie, that wouldn't make any sense.
And it doesn't. And so you have Jesus who's saying God is real. You have these men who are backing up the testimony in the person of Christ. And so if somebody does not believe in God, point them to these realities. Like, look, Jesus believed in it. His disciples believed in him. His disciples were willing to die and did die for what he had said. And
Mhm.
so there is good credibility to believe that God is real. And if somebody's pushing back, and Jesus being trustworthy about proclaiming his crucifixion and his death and his resurrection, if he's trustworthy on the most amazing act in history, which is coming back from the dead,
Mhm.
then the second, the equally amazing claim that there is a God is easy to believe.
Right.
So when you're dealing with somebody who does not believe in the truths of Christianity, Jesus is always the kill shot, in my opinion. Um, the Bible isn't real. The Bible isn't God's word, but Jesus said it was. So either he's lying or he's not.
Mhm.
And if he's crazy, people wouldn't have done ministry with him or been around him. Crazy, true crazy people are not safe. But
Yeah.
Jesus believed in it. Jesus believed in God. Jesus believed in the scriptures. Jesus believed in that he himself was who he said he was, which is that before Abraham was, I am. He made these divine claims. So when you are sharing the faith and you're not sure what to do, literally turn to the Lord Jesus and use his character and his person as your argument, as your discussion point in order to share that. I don't know about you, Ken. My experience is people are very afraid or don't want to besmirch or attack the character of Jesus. And on top of that, there is nothing that you can throw at the Lord. There's nothing you could say to besmirch his character to begin with.
Mhm.
And then everyone who has tried, it ends up usually with them having eggs on their face 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So when you are out there, you're trying to do it, my best advice to you is turn to the Lord and use him as your example and your reasoning. That's all I got tonight. I just thought use something very simple
Mhm.
and quick that you and I can grab onto going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, thanks everyone for joining us tonight, and you leave your questions, comments, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next week.